The first step to scoring more points on offense in Madden 26 is simply having a scheme and calling good plays. Well, lucky for you, I've scoured all the playbooks, all the plays in Madden 26, and broken it down into the top 3 playbooks that you need to be using, regardless if you want to play like the pros, you want to play off meta, or something in between. I've got you. Let's jump right into it. The first play we're going to be breaking down is the New Orleans Saints offense. They have this super unique scheme that you need to be using. Alright, and that scheme that I'm talking about is going to be gun heavy Saint, okay? You can use the Wildcat quarterback package. You can substitute, obviously you can substitute your running back in here. So that's going to be a huge advantage for you, alright? So why is this good? Well, this is good because the speed burst is a thing, where you can basically be speed bursting from side to side by tapping the right trigger and, aiming your left stick exactly where you want to go. All right, now, here's the thing. You need to make sure that you're actually running in the right direction and you're following your blocks. So we're kind of just putting them in random defense. If our guys want to just come up, set the edge, or seal off the edge, then we're just going to try to run through these gaps. You can see they're in terrible run defense right here. And so you see I'm just able to kind of just run through. It's like a direct snap. But why is this better than Wildcat? Well, this is just, it's 4 tight ends and 1 running back. Right, and so the blocking is literally just going to be way better. You wait for that block to set up and then you go. So it's like a lot of the time your run offense and their run defense is going to be way worse. Just because, look at this. Make that idiot miss. Make this guy miss. Look at the stick. It's so it's just easy. It's easy offense. And, obviously you have the QB blast. You can also call QB power if you wanted to. Try to cut it back the other way. Get the defense to overload one side. Or you can kind of just, follow your blocks right here. So QB power, boom, right? Try to. I would normally call blast. Honestly, I wouldn't really use the QB power. But if you do have a guy that can throw the ball, I guess technically you could call a play like this. Or it's a pass play, and but this would only be if they want to run commit, where if you're calling this all game and you realize they just start run committing you, then you could throw that pass out there. If they run commit, there's a lot of players. You don't Jawan Jennings, I know, can throw the ball, but honestly, even Alvin Kamara right here, for us can throw the ball. Again, I would only pass if they run commit, and I probably also wouldn't try to throw the ball down the field. I would probably just try to hit a drag and then turn it upfield. But really, regardless, this heavy Saints scheme is very easy, but the Saints aren't really done there because they have other good plays. They have other good, formations here. Obviously, you have bunch X nasty, which is the best formation in the game, obviously. But my favorite from this playbook is actually going to be this, a mesh X post from Gun Bunch tight end weak, okay? Why is this so good? It's just a great route concept. All you have to do, put your inside receiver Tipton on a go wall and then block your running back. And now you can see, again, just reading the defense. Right here, they're obviously in cover 2. And so when they're in cover 2, you're just going to be able to run that corner out over the top of the flat zone. And this is kind of what I was talking about in my video on Sunday, I believe, where we're talking about everything beaters, right? Where this play, this one concept is going to be able to beat every coverage. Step up in the pocket, and you can just see how we're going to be able to hit that post against their match coverage. Just because, that route actually just glitches out cover 4 palms. Which is going to be very, very useful for you. So again, boom, take it, look right up the seam right here, parts like the Red Sea. So again, they're in random defense. I'm calling the same route concept, and we're just going to have guys wide open on every play just because we're not really worried about what coverage they're really in. We're really just, and you get big on them a couple times, right? We're just worried about calling our play, going through our progressions, and kind of just making the read. So one last time here, you're able to see this time they don't have flats, and so we're just going to hit our drag right there and turn that into a big gain. So the Saints offense with heavy Saint and all the other formations, including bunch tight end weak, one you seriously need to take a look at. All right, you watched the MCS earlier this week. You want to know what Henry, Clef, John Beast they're in? They're going to be in the Jaguars playbook. Let me show you why. The Jaguars playbook is going to be very similar to the Ben Kurt's Dimes playbook, which is really what a lot of the pro players are in as well. It's about split between Jags, I would say, and Ben Kurt, but sometimes you can't get Ben Kurt depending on, the game mode. If you're playing MUT, you're going to have to jump through hoops to get the playbook. But Jaguars are a great alternative to it. So all you're gonna do, this is spacing switch, right? We know about this. This halfback table route is glitched. It's a glitched route. So if you put your tight end on a return route, I would call a good route concept around the table route. So something like this, right? Where boom, they're in man coverage. And you can just see how ETN gets out to the flat way faster than these linebackers that are going to be covering him. Man coverage is just about the worst coverage that they can call versus this play. Right, so again, we're gonna set the route concept up the same way. This is another everything beater, but you can just see how if we get out to the flat immediately, like if we get out to the flat faster than their defenders, because we're basically running a glitch route, we're gonna be able to turn it upfield and spin back inside, juke, do what we gotta do. But also you can see how we just have that tight end open in the middle. That's where I talk about the read progression. Again, go watch Sunday's video where we're talking about offense 101, you know, kind of tips to make you elite on that side of the ball. But look, it's just like right here, we're just kind of just reading the coverage and deciding where we're throwing the ball. So again, an everything beater that again beats every single defense. You see, I've had someone wide open on every single time I've called that play. So spacing switch, something that all these guys are using right now. But also, if we come into another, again, everything beater, right, play that beats every coverage, we can just come into motion cross post, put B on a shriek, and then from the Jaguars playbook, this is dangerous because cover 3, that's the tell that they're giving us, and so we're just going to try to throw that pass out there to Brian Thomas Jr. on the sideline, who sold me in fantasy this year. Just, I mean, I know a lot of people had him, but he definitely sold me. But I mean, you just see how easy this is. Boom. This might be cover 2, or maybe not, but maybe you wouldn't want to try Sauce Gardner. You know, he's going to break on the ball a little bit better, so I probably wouldn't try him. But you can just see how this is man coverage, so this is obvious tell. And so man coverage, what do you think I'm throwing? If you guys have watched the videos, we're just going to throw our crab route, the backwards flat for easy yards. So halfback in this bunch nasty scheme is very, very dangerous because you have your glitch table route, you have your glitch crab route. It's like boom, they're going to be in cover 3 right here, and so we're going to try to hit that pass right there on the sideline, bring it in, right? So again, everything's open, right? We're going to have someone open literally every single time that we call this play, right? So boom, we call it again right here. This time we're just going to hit our drag off the rip. Shout out to Sauce Gardner, he's everywhere right now. But this playbook's amazing, right? You have plays, bunch nasty, you have motion cross post, you have spacing switch, but then this is like a custom playbook. This is one of the best playbooks that literally you will ever see in the history of Madden. If we come into whips right here, again, this is the last play that I'll talk about here from Jaguars, but if we come into whips, we just put Y on a shriek, another amazing route concept. Because again, they're going to run man coverage here, and so we're going to have him wide open. We have 2 whip routes, which are going to absolutely demolish man coverage and just make it very, very easy for you to throw the ball. Right here, they're going to probably be in cover 3, and so what does that tell us? That we're, oh, maybe they weren't. Huh? I still have my guy open. Got to trust the read a little bit, I guess. Cover 3, we're going to have our corner out open right there on the sideline, especially when you're throwing to the wide side of the field. Be a little bit careful with freeform. So again, right here, that's where it's like your table route, your halfback checkdowns, those should be your first reads because you want to make sure that you're getting rid of the ball and forcing them to cover those players. Right here, they might be man blitzing, so I might block my running back. Right, they're going to be in man, and so really when they're in man, you're just trying to see which one of your 2 whip routes creates more separation. This is like, when people run man coverage, this is the worst play to ever play against on defense. It's so toxic and annoying, but here against zone, obviously we're just going to try to hit that whip route. So you can see how, again, all 3 of these plays from the Jaguars playbook, I've called them against every defense, and it really just comes down to making the read, and you don't have to actually worry about are people going to be open. It's just when they're open, can we get the ball to them? All right, you stayed all the way to the end of the video, so I want to show you a secret offense that no one's really using right now, but I think if you start implementing it, you're going to be dominating. Let me show you. And that is going to be here from the Indianapolis Colts playbook, okay? We're really going to be utilizing 3 formations if you want to run this entire offense, right? I'm going to show you a few plays, but bunch strong nasty is really good. Bunch tight end is obviously really good. Has some really unique plays from the Colts bunch tight end. And then obviously bunch offset, all right? This is the little Madden 24 offense right here where we're just going to be calling double post, okay? Look at this. This is an easy cover 3 beater, right? All you need to do, you're going to put, we're gonna put them in cover 3 right here, okay? So cover 3 defense. And we're just going to be calling double post, all right? We're just going to put our tight end on a streak, probably block our running back, all right? So boom, we're going to take the snap, and you just have to throw the ball on time, right? That's all it is. Shout out to Phillip Rivers for, I mean, he's about to be the Bills head coach, right? For selling that pass. But really, here's the read, okay? This is just a cover 3 beater. You get this guy to hold down the zone, right? Boom, and then you're just going to try to throw this pass over the top of him. All right, so you could also look to your post route too, if that's something that you wanted to hit. Now you want to make sure you're on the wide side of the field, or excuse me, running your receivers to the wide side of the field. So something like this. Okay, set it up the same way, cover 3 defense, take the snap, pull him down, and then we just hit that pass right there. And this guy just can't catch the football. This is really kind of a shame how bad he's performing right here. But again, same thing, cover 3 defense, take the snap, and we're just gonna wait on our post route down the field. There it is, all right? You're looking for that outside receiver post route as he kind of breaks over, right? Because again, the reason why you need to be on the wide side of the field, and again, pay attention because this is something that no one's going to tell you. The reason you need to be on the wide side is you need to give this route time to pull this zone down. Because then you allow for this guy, Pittman, to run over the top and catch it. If you're on the short side or you don't wait or you don't have a comeback route, you're not actually going to be able to pull the zone, the outside third down, and then it won't open up the lane for the one-play touchdown over the top. So one-play touchdown is not as easy to come by anymore here in this game, but like a play like double post, still has it, has that as an option, right? You can, and this is still a great quick snap play too, because even if you just put RB on a streak, snap the ball, and again, everything beater. Read their coverage. I don't lose tackle battles, just throw that guy down, right? So it's just like, you don't have to think, and these are the best types of plays to call on offense, ones where it doesn't really matter the coverage they're in. You see their hooks are dropping really far back, so you just check it down to your back out of the backfield. Double post, an amazing play, and I almost feel like this offense is kind of forgotten right here, because again, even your running back, again, this formation still has that same little glitch route that I told you about earlier from the Jaguars, the glitch halfback table route. So if you want to call spacing switch from bunch offset too, you can certainly do that and take great advantage of it. Set the route kind of stuff up the same way as earlier, and then you're able to see he's going to get that speed boost out of the backfield and really turn that into an easy 5 yards every time or more, especially if they run man coverage. But then also it's always important to stay balanced on offense, and that's when you come into bunch strong nasty, call RPO read bubble, right? And so you're just going to take the snap. This is a pretty good RPO. The reason being you normally are able to get 2 blockers out in front of your bubble man, and then you're going to be able to turn that into some easy just yards out there. So boom, and then you're going to try to set up your blocks. I don't understand how they're missing these blocks of a guy who's standing right in front of them. This is kind of disgusting to watch. Can we get them to set up their blocks here, please? Boom. Okay, so he's gonna crash. Oh, okay, I see what it is. All right, so if he crashes down, then that's also when you want to throw it, right? And so if he's gonna just drop out, then you can keep the ball with your quarterback too on the read option. But for the most part with this RPO, you kind of just want to be throwing that pass out there because you're able to see how it's like easy yards, right? It's just an RPO. That's great down in the red zone for you to score easy touchdowns. So, you can throw it out there or you can try to keep it with Phillip Rivers on the read option. But bottom line, you have a lot of options here with this Colts playbook. And again, a secret one where you have really good plays that no one's talking about right now. All right, if you like that video and want to know about all my other offensive schemes, I encourage you to go to the link down below in the description and pinned comment and check out bltforlife21.com, where I have all of my ebooks on both sides of the ball. I guarantee it'll transform your offense, and I can't wait to help you out. But if you're still struggling on defense in Madden 26, check out this video right here where I break down 5 tips to make you way better on that side of the ball. I'll see you over there.